What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Blah, 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 blah.
Did you make yourself laugh at the end
I was
of
gonna
that?
say, you can't bail out at the end and laugh at yourself.
I don't know, man. I think that's a nice exit strategy.
There's a whole nother blop to drop. No. But you stop. There definitely was nothing left there. Welcome into the Spitballers, episode 297. That is a lot of episodes. At least 200 too many. Really. Some are saying. Would you rather life advice? And we are drafting the best mustaches on today's show.
Mm-hmm. Iconic, favorite, funny, whatever you just the
could
best.
Could be characters, could be actors, could be actresses.
Sure.
I mean, we do not put a mustache in a box.
Can it be milk?
A milk mustache?
Yeah.
Not
No.
now that you didn't break it out during the draft. That would have been the kind of Jason pick that you try to sneak into a draft, but no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We draw the line at milk mustaches. SpitballersPod.com is the website. Al Borland in the house. Al, say hello to everybody.
What's up, Spitwads?
There you go. He's here. Proof. We are going to kick things off.
Were people concerned?
I don't know.
Did his parents think that he was taken hostage?
They were demanding proof of life, and they got it.
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay.
Haven't paid him in years, but he's still doing the job.
Would you rather?
Raj from Patreon, would you rather have everything you eat be critiqued by Gordon Ramsay? I already have a question about this one. Or every financial decision you make be critiqued by Dave Ramsey?
Oh, brother.
Now, can I get some clarity here? Because I don't feel like, is this everything I eat or everything I cook? Because if I'm just eating something, I don't care if Gordon Ramsay critiques it.
Right. I might want to know. Am I supposed to like
That
this?
almost seems like a benefit.
Right.
As opposed to if I'm preparing it, then I feel like I am the small baby that is getting made fun of.
But there is the French fries again, huh?
Yeah.
Would he do that?
Oh, for sure
he would do some dietary shame.
If he saw the amount of French fries I eat.
Yeah. And
he does. Yeah, he really like.
If he's going to criticize everything you eat or critique.
Okay, so he's over your shoulder and he's just literally like.
He's watching your choices.
He would definitely criticize me for like if I take something off of the way the chef wants it prepared at a restaurant. You know how that chef guilt?
When I'm like, no tomatoes, please.
Oh, yeah. You're going to want the tomatoes on there.
No.
They give you – no, I'm saying Gordon Ramsay would be like, you don't take that off. That's gives you the acidity, that blah, 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 whatever.
Okay, so and then all the financial decisions being criticized by Dave Ramsey. I mean, you're not going to be in a position where you're not taking a credit card out, you're not taking a loan out, you're not borrowing money.
I'm not very in on Dave Ramsey. I just see him. I know the credit card thing. He says absolutely no credit card.
Yeah, no debt at all. No debt of any kind, other than your mortgage.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be shamed. I buy so much stupid crap.
Oh, man. There's no way I could deal with Dave Ramsey with my poor spending habits. I mean, no.
You have poor spending habits?
I do. Yes, I have very poor spending habits.
I don't feel like that is something
You're unaware of this?
Yeah. I feel like maybe long ago I thought you did. Have you reestablished a new pattern of old habits?
I think I just – well, I mean, you guys accuse me of being bougie.
Yeah.
We
don't accuse you. We just would tell you.
No,
we tell you what you are to your face.
You are, and I say this in the nicest possible way, you are loose with money.
Yes.
And that has
can't take it with you, brother.
It works both ways. It works with the funny ways where we joke that you're bougie and you get things that are dumb, but it also works with you're very generous. You have supported and given money to people, and you're not like you could be like super tightwad on that side too. Like you can only spend money on wild and crazy things, but they never give it away. So I feel like loose is the best term.
Yes, I have an
loose.
open hand on my money,
and the stores can take it or the people that are around you.
But like for example, when I'm trying to find out what the best pot and pan set is, right?
Okay.
I know which one is the best.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive
you think
one.
You do. You think
it's
you do.
the most. I mean, why would it cost more if it's not the best?
That's good science.
I have that. I have that
Dave
bug.
Ramsey would not be. That would not be a good combo because, at a minimum, Dave Ramsey wants you to have a plan for your money. That would be the best. That would be the best summary of it. Is all right. Do you got a plan?
Nope.
But Gordon Ramsay, like you're cooking a lot now. You're NutriBoy.
Dude,
like
I would love Gordon Ramsay critiquing my. I want to get.
You
better
could
at
handle
this stuff.
even if it's vicious.
Oh yeah.
See,
he's
calling you an idiot sandwich.
I secretly
only
think
if I am one.
Gordon Ramsay's awesome.
I openly think Gordon Ramsay is awesome.
I haven't watched either of these.
So
Ramsays.
you're not a Ramsay guy in any way. Any Ramsay, Mike doesn't know about him.
No, I know about the Ramsay who held Reek captive.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't.
What, are you going to give me a bad joke? That was a sick reference, bro.
It's pretty good.
Not that good.
That's pretty good.
Nobody knows what we're talking about still.
Was it Bolton?
Al.
Yes.
Yeah.
Al, what's that about?
Well, Al doesn't know.
I have no idea.
Al doesn't know because he's
hey,
never
Papa
watched
Josh,
the
what's
show.
that about?
I wasn't listening.
He hasn't watched.
He
hasn't watched the show either. That's not fair.
So
right?
if some of the audience hasn't watched the show, what kind of reference is that?
That's all of the references. Every pop culture reference in the history of references. If someone hasn't seen it, it doesn't hit.
You can't go deep character on a show that
That's
was
not
over
deep.
5 years ago. That is deep.
What?
Yeah. If you don't show up
Could
on
you go
Game of Thrones?
Khaleesi?
No, I'm not
Could
talking
you go
about
Khaleesi?
Game of yes, you could go Khaleesi.
You're just saying.
I'm saying the character on the show is a deep reference.
Man.
I'm saying like if I just reference like a side character on an old Everybody Loves Raymond episode, it doesn't count.
Dude, there's no
Ramsay
one.
Bolton
There
is
is
not a side character.
He
yes.
He was the most hated character on the show by the end.
If you list them in importance, he doesn't make the first page.
Okay.
Wow.
No. I'll even agree with that. But what I disagree with, and adamantly and emotionally, is that every single person out there that watched Game of Thrones, when you hear the reference of Ramsay to Reek, so now you're actually referencing two characters. No one out there didn't get it. Let me ask you, Andy. Did you understand the reference?
Yeah.
Of course you did, because you've seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of
If you're
I'm not a fan of the creative
If you're
work that
driving
he
in your
did.
car right now and you're listening, and
it was killer.
and you did not understand the reference, raise both hands up right now. And I'm sure the roads are safe right now because
put him out the car window.
no one is doing that.
All right. Let's
Sick
let's
reference.
focus.
Thank
you.
I would rather have every financial decision critiqued by Dave Ramsey because I am very, I have a plan.
You're very organized.
Yeah.
and
I want that. I would want that.
And I want
It's
the Gordon
accountability.
Ramsay
Yeah.
teaching and berating at my. Oh my gosh!
What do you need more help with, Mike?
Oh, that's a
Food?
good question.
Food.
Or money?
Food.
Okay.
Yeah, you've always been pretty good at you save where you should. You two guys are way more responsible than I am.
How do you need some money? Are you?
Are
Do you need
giving,
some
are
help?
you
Yeah,
giving
you
money
handing
out?
it out? I
Stacy-
need money too.
Stacy from the website. Would you rather have to let somebody else take your contacts out for you? I don't think Jason could do that for himself.
I would have to have someone else do it for me.
Or pick food out of your teeth for you. The idea of somebody putting their fingers in my eyes or my mouth.
Are they at least
not
using
a-
a toothpick, or
not
are
a
they
bit-
going fingernails?
Not on the eyes.
They're
No.
They're using their fingernail to get it out of your teeth.
Oh,
Oh,
they can just take my contacts out. That's fine.
Male or female?
does that make the difference for you?
It does.
Well,
Because big nails.
Yeah, you want.
I feel like the nail, the longer it is, the more it removes their finger from my mouth.
Oh, that's true.
Like the nail's an instrument you could use.
Also,
Yeah, you don't want my nubby nails.
No.
I mean, I'll be 2 knuckles deep in that mouth
well,
over there.
not only that, but the issue is how many tries is this going to take?
Oh,
you know what
infinite.
I mean? Like 30 minutes
nail
later, you're
can get it
digging
done.
around. No, that's a good reference. I mean, I want like acrylic.
Ironically, it's the opposite situation for the eyes in the contacts. I do not want those nails
Yeah.
going in for the contacts.
Okay, I agree. I don't
Jay,
really
did
want
you-
anyone.
Did you ever contact?
Oh, I could not do contacts. So I have what's known as big baby syndrome, and
It's BBS. is
if you haven't heard of
self-diagnosed.
BBS, it's diagnosed by many people,
Friends and
around me.
family.
Yeah, doctors, nurses, dental.
I guess that's true. Anybody that knows you.
Yeah, anybody that's ever tried to do something for me, makeup artists, anything, they know I've got BBS because when I can't be touched in certain places that are sensitive.
Like your face.
like my eyes,
Like a needle.
my face, needles in like my arm. I'm just an IV. Oh my gosh, I can't take an IV, and so I can't even do this myself.
You've never
that's the
worn
crazy thing.
contacts.
No, I've never worn contacts. I don't. I genuinely don't know if I actually could get contacts in my. If you said, "Here is $100,000, put these contacts in. You have 10 minutes." Oh, I'm gonna try. I am absolutely going for that money. I'm going hard after that money. I'm gonna, psych myself up. I could do this. Oh, everybody does this. Children have done this, and I would get that thing. I'd put whatever. I don't know, not lotion, solution.
I wouldn't go lotion.
not lotion.
He just covers a contact with lotion and jams it in his eye.
Burns! Give me my money. But I don't know if I could get it. I don't know if I could get the contact lens in.
You did contacts, Mike?
For a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so before LASIK, right?
Yeah. Before I did that,
Not after.
I lost it. Have I told this story? I lost a contact in my eye.
Oh, you lost it in the eye?
to the back of the eye.
No. So
You just couldn't find it.
I
See
am
through. Turns
this.
out.
I mean, I'm younger. I'm like maybe 6th grade or so. I mean, this is elementary school, and I got glasses in I think the 3rd grade or so, and eventually, let's try out the contacts. And one day I am going to take them out, and it's the pinch. I pinched the crap out of my eye, and
you can pinch.
you can pinch your eye.
I'm going to be honest with you. I wore contacts for like 10 years. I'd never pinched my eye. That sounds like a guy.
Maybe not everybody.
A guy who can't control his hands.
pinch a sphere. You could.
Just saying,
These were the biggest contacts you've ever seen.
Maybe not everyone has done it, but I definitely
So you pinched your eye.
my eyeball, and it hurt extremely bad. And then I couldn't find the contact. I assume it just had fallen out, and it was whatever. They're disposable. And time goes on, and I mean, probably from pinching my eyeball, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not gonna put the contacts in. And then, strangely, one of my eyes could see better.
No, Mike, you
I'm
idiot.
Cured.
Yes. And
Maybe I pinched my eyeball into working.
I didn't think about that.
That's funny.
I didn't even connect them. But I legitimately was like, why? I can see out of my eye. And this went on for days.
So you just slept with it? And
for multiple – I didn't know it was there. And multiple days went by.
The fact that you could see didn't give it away.
Oh, that's good.
And then eventually it was like, probably a really good eye rub. And then boink,
Oh, my God.
contact pops out.
Oh, my God.
I've lost my vision
no,
again.
I'm blind again. That is a good story.
But for a moment, I thought my eye had regenerated.
Aren't the consequences of like dirty?
They're
Like if you had somebody, let's just change the question for a split second. Like, what's your answer right away?
My answer right away is
Contacts.
I would rather them do my teeth.
I would say teeth, but if you said, would you let somebody with the dirty finger put your contacts in for you or do your teeth? What would you do?
still contacts.
I feel like I might switch to contacts.
See, I'd feel like
Dirty
a
finger in the mouth. Feels,
dirty eye. That sounds the worst to me. So that's my vote.
Yeah, I mean, if you get
I don't
dirt
want no
in
eye
your-
infection.
Well, I don't want either of these. I don't want anybody with their fingers in my eyes or mouth.
Yeah, I guess you're more likely to get an infection
That's what it feels
in the
like.
eye.
But I guess it depends where the fingers were.
Yeah, it's gross.
All right, Fitz from
Wash
Patreon.
your hands.
Would you rather have the only foods in your house be foods that are typically stored in the pantry or foods that are typically stored in the fridge or freezer?
is a legit question.
What do you say, chef?
It's got to be the fridge freezer. Has to be.
Because that's the fresh stuff.
Now, do you get the benefit of being able to microwave and oven, or is it just
Yeah, you can.
you don't have to like wait for bread to defrost?
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you choose the pantry, you have a bowl to put your cereal in. I mean, you can make the food. It's just
the food choices that
yeah.
belong in those two places.
It's just if you choose the fridge or freezer, you can't have anything that is basically room temperature package, whatever's in your pantry, or vice versa. So
what would happen? I mean, if you just kept all your cereal in the fridge, that'd be fine.
Cereal.
that's a loophole. But no one puts their
Yeah, the question says foods that are typically stored in the pantry, so you can't just.
This was a thought experiment, Al.
All right,
this
my
was
bad.
not me. I'm not trying to change the question.
Your cereal
I
will
was
be
just
fine.
thinking like
It'll be fine.
of the things in my pantry that I could put in the fridge and be fine. That would be one of them.
you canned SpaghettiOs, love them cold. You know.
So
The truth is, so you know how like
what do you go and do more now?
definitely the fridge or freezer right now. It's one of those things where this would be an amazing health benefit, right? Like they say when you go to your grocery store, you're supposed to basically shop around the outside ring and never go into the middle aisles, right? Like that's
Who is they?
just health books,
Because
whatever.
But that's
Fresh-
on the basis that fresh stuff's on the outside, processed stuff's on the inside.
Yeah, like produce, meat, cheeses, the actual bakery or whatever. Like that's all on the outside, and then inside is all the boxed, canned, packaged.
That's where the potato chips
Is that
are.
just because the
Exactly.
Is that just because the outlets are on the outside of the store, so it's easier to plug on all the fridges
There's
and
no floor outlets allowed,
I feel like Andy might actually be right.
except for the freezer section.
That-
There's aisles
yeah.
of freezer
I
sections.
mean, we can overcome this, but it did seem funny at first.
Yeah, but if you trace it back,
Maybe if you trace it all the way back, that was easier.
yeah, I'll bet that is where it came from.
I hope the next time you go into a store with freezers in the middle, you look and there's like extension cords everywhere.
We're just running up the ceiling, so that they, so that
straight
they're-
up. Or,
Yeah,
Did the first person ever who did a floor outlet, were people like really impressed by this?
Yes.
Or was it like oh yeah, that makes sense. But
I don't think they were impressed because to be truly pulling this off, the person that made a floor outlet knows what they're doing. They invented it, and that thing is hidden. No one knows. So I think maybe they're impressed with their inquisitiveness. Like, how is this working? Is this on a battery?
Okay. I see what you mean.
Fridge, freezer, final answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this would be great to get rid of all the processed stuff that I love so much.
Al, do we have time for another, or do we want to move on?
Let's move on.
All right, we'll take a break and jump into some life advice.
We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. You could ditch the busy work. Instead of scheduling and screening and messaging, you can connect with candidates faster. One of the things that I love about Indeed that was really important to me as a business owner, I used to hire all the time for my old business. I had to go from place to place to place. It was so hard. Now you can leverage over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day using their matching engine, constantly learning from your preferences. So the more you use Indeed, the better it gets, all in one place. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ballers. Just go to Indeed.com/ballers right now and support our show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/ballers. Terms and conditions apply. You need to hire? You need Indeed.
Spitballers to the rescue.
All right, ready to dish up some life advice. Jack submitted this question on the website. I have a large and mighty tree in my backyard,
Oh,
very
flex.
close to the fence,
Large and mighty.
very close to the fence that separates me and my neighbor's yard. My neighbor, while very kind, is nervous that one day the tree could fall on her house.
But it's large and mighty.
Every time I see her, she asks if I've thought about getting it cut down.
What?
And even offered to pay for the cost of removal. I have no fear of the tree falling, and I feel like she is being overly paranoid. Am I being selfish, or should I just let her pay for the removal and be done with it?
No, you should not let
Absolutely
her
not.
remove this tree.
I agree that this is an awkward question when you have a property line discussion, because that's always interesting when it comes to trees. Now, I have had houses where I have benefited greatly from the shade of neighboring trees and desperately hoped that they wouldn't get rid of them. In fact, at one point in time, it looked like Mike and I were going to be neighbors, and he purchased the lot next to mine, which contained a tall and mighty tree.
Yes.
That also shaded my pool from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon through the end of the day. And my greatest fear was that for some reason, the tall and mighty tree would be removed.
No way, man. Trees are awesome.
Trees are awesome. Now,
Now, here...
if this is really, really big and really, really tall and really, really close to this person's house, you can't see any scenario where you're not scared?
No, I'm not. I'm not
like a normal person, though.
Yeah, I could see where people are scared.
I don't at all. Sure, people have trees in their yard all the time.
But there are really tall, big trees that do fall down. And if it was right on your property line, it would be a threat to you.
I have a quick insurance question.
Of course, to get big and tall and mighty, you have
Quick
you have
insurance.
to have not
Strong
fallen
root.
down
Yes,
for a long time.
That's why it's silly. Okay, go to the douche's alley. Papa Josh was once in he was in insurance.
No.
I couldn't remember how to say it. He was in insurance.
Insurance is a hard word.
If my tree falls on your yard and hurts your house, who's liable?
You are.
Nobody.
Yeah, baby. That
The-
tree's
the-
not going nowhere.
The only way that you're liable is if your tree was dead and you knew it and you did not do anything to mitigate it being dead and falling. But if a tree falls over, that's considered an act of God.
And if so that means that your homeowner's insurance would cover your property damage from the act of God.
Correct.
Very good advice
Yeah.
from Josh. Very, very astute.
So just make sure there's always a note from the tree that says I am definitely alive out front at all times. No way. What? Get out of here. I'm not cutting my tree down.
The only reason I would ever consider
What if it had
this,
dropped?
Cut your tree
Sorry,
down.
go ahead.
the only reason I would ever consider it is if, it says it's next to the property line. If my tree is like growing over and into their property, I'd have a little bit of guilt there if they had a problem with it. Or, if they got a pool and my tree is the reason that their pool is just uncleanable all the time, that would be guilt where I would maybe consider it. But I like trees. Who doesn't like trees?
Out here, we are very pro trees because so few of them have really. They're not mighty and strong.
No.
They don't really get it done. There are a lot of places where it's like there are too many trees. There are weather like snow, which if snow lands on trees that have dead branches and stuff is really dangerous. If this tree had, here's a problem for Jack. The problem is she's now raised it, which means if it does fall, it is no longer neutral. It's like she's got an "I told you so" and a lot of anger towards you.
I've got good news for Jack. Your tree ain't falling. You're fine. Your tree's not going to fall, so you don't even have to have guilt.
What if a branch falls down previously and has landed in their yard?
I would say I would cut that down.
Okay.
I did that.
Like, I'm okay. I get that. The question of if the tree is over the fence line and it's invading pool or even just making a yard, it's a problem for your yard. Go ahead. You can cut that part down. I think that's
on their side.
If your tree's in my yard, I think I can cut it.
I think I did some research
Yeah, you
on
can.
this at one point in time.
That's fine. And if my tree's going into your yard and you want to cut it,
It's
what's
like
in your yard?
Go
ahead.
The fruit of the tree, if it's a fruit-bearing tree, becomes your possession if it's over the property line.
Yeah, whatever is basically a vertical line, at least here in Arizona, of the property line, you could just trim the whole side of it straight up.
But that could make them mad too.
Well, they would be the one trimming it.
No, I'm saying that
The-
could
the
make
owner of
the
the
owner
tree.
of the tree.
It could.
They are the owner of that part of the tree. I mean, by rule. That could make them mad, and then you'd be like, you should have cut it down.
Yeah, but you can't poison your part of the tree to go over and hurt some. This was literally just an Is This Real Life that just happened. There's this like well-to-do community in the upper Northeast where this woman like poisoned hundreds of trees on somebody's property because she wanted to be able to see the shoreline from her property, and she had offered to get the neighbor to cut down trees, and they didn't want to, so she poisoned them all.
Are you telling me that trees
Trees
are
are
allergic to poison?
You got it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, a bunch of oak trees.
So did she enjoy her view?
It's a great view now.
From jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike from Patreon, my neighbor keeps borrowing my Wi-Fi password because their internet is, quote, temporarily down. After the first time they asked, I changed the password a couple days later. Then they came back over and asked for the new password. It's been 3 months, and I'm starting to feel like they're unpaid ISP, or that they have that they didn't pay their internet service provider. They seem to be taxing the bandwidth pretty hard, and I'm stuck buffering all my shows. How can I tactfully cut them off without making it awkward?
That's tough. I get you don't want to have the confrontation of it, but this is completely unacceptable.
Oh, this is an easy answer, man, because
I'm
I
saying
hate confrontation.
Of the neighbor. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you have your anti-confrontation method? Are you signing up for second service?
No,
Because this is going to go back to that Dave Ramsey thing.
I'm changing my Wi-Fi password again, and when they ask for it, I'm saying my internet's down. Is yours down? Mine too. Crazy.
So lying is your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah.
Got it. I think you probably shouldn't have changed the password just a couple days later. I think that was your first mistake. You should have let that ride for a little bit.
How
that
long?
should have been like a week.
A week?
And because then you can come back when they ask again and say, "Oh, I just changed it. It's been down a week. What's the deal?" A couple days. That's
But they are where they are, and now it's been 3 months.
No, I helped problems only in the past
Oh.
with what could have been.
Yeah, we're in charge of the future problems. Andy does the past
I mean,
problems.
if they were
one.
hurting my bandwidth,
Time
it would be
machine.
I would fix this so quick. I mean, this would
You'd
just
up
be,
your bandwidth?
I would just you would. I would just change my password. I mean, just change it and just say, "Oh no, we haven't been able to, we this is not your internet, man."
Yeah, this is the truth. So
Right, Al?
here's how Andy
Ain't
would
your internet.
You ain't wrong.
Here's how Andy would fix the problem. He would let the neighbor know that Andy's bandwidth is being like laggy, and so you can't use it right now unless it's an emergency or something. It would called honesty, and it would be totally fine. It would solve every problem out there, but you'd have to have that moment of confrontation, and I'll do everything to avoid that. So I'll double my internet.
If your
I'll
neighbor
pay for their internet.
if your neighbor borrowed a riding mower that you had bought for $6,000,
That's a nice one.
okay? It's
Yeah.
it's you. So
It's
it's
a
probably
John Deere.
It's $12,000.
Yep.
It's the top of the line.
Uh-huh.
It's made for yards 10 times the size of yours, but you got it anyway.
Yeah, it's going to do it faster.
And they said, "Can I borrow it? I need to trim my yard, or whatever you call it, mow my yard.
Trim my grass.
I need to mow my grass." And then they put it in their garage, and they forgot to return it to you. How many months until you get it back? Are you willing to go over there and ask for it back?
Yeah, if I need it. I mean, I would let them have it until I need it. I mean, that's just great. They're storing it for me. But if I needed it, I would just say, "Oh, hey, I need to mow my lawn," and that doesn't feel confrontational.
But what if they said no?
I'd say, "Okay, yeah, I get it." I'd be like, "Yeah, okay," and then I'd probably have to. At that point, I would.
If they
probably
said
just,
what mower?
Oh, if they were like, they just
gaslight you.
me.
Yeah.
I would be like, "Oh man, I thought I gave you a mower." Honestly, they would probably win. They would. I wouldn't even have to like do. I would probably go.
They'd convince you were wrong.
I go talk to the family and be like, "Man, I lost my mower. I thought I gave it to Nancy. It turns out
I just
didn't.
lost it.
I just someone stole our mower."
Did you guys see?
Man,
back-
I want you as a neighbor bad.
Yeah,
My trees stay up.
I have been a very kind neighbor to, like, in my past houses, I have bought things for neighbors, loaned things for neighbors, taken care of problems for neighbors just to avoid confrontation. But I will say this. Breaking news. I'm about to be a bad neighbor.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you gonna talk about this?
Yeah.
I know you are.
I just moved to a new neighborhood, and then so I'm rebel. I'm a new
Another house.
There's an HOA.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know about that layer.
In the
Not just the county.
not just the county, not just the neighbors. There's an HOA, and in our HOA, you are not allowed to have chickens, right? Watch me, bro. I'm building my chicken run.
Wait,
and
you're
my
waving
coop.
your finger in the face of the HOA?
Oh, yeah.
And now you're telling everyone about it?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. I didn't think about that part of it.
I don't think this is a good idea.
I'm
Police.
I'm tucking it way back. Like it's in a corner that's far from my neighbors.
Wait, are you wagging your finger or are you not? Now you're backing down. Now you're like, I'm hiding it away.
I want my fresh eggs, man. I don't want the popo coming shutting me down.
So wait, are you
So Mike
you're
Wright,
against HOA and city? Is
Yes.
city ordinances against
I don't know, but Mike Wright, am gonna wave my finger against the HOA, and I'll take what comes.
All right, Mike.
You can visit me and shut me down.
Did you guys see? We're going back to Wi-Fi because I remembered it. There was a viral video that went out of a neighbor a person confronting their neighbor because the neighbor had been using the other Wi-Fi for years, and then this person put a password on it.
Oh, I have seen this video.
And neighbor comes in to demand that they take their password off, and they're like, "What? No, what? This is my Wi-Fi." And they're like, "Yeah, but I've been using it for years."
Oh my gosh, that can't be real.
Oh, it's a real
It is.
video.
It's just like,
And-
yeah, but that's mine.
And they're so angry and can't understand why someone would put a password on their Wi-Fi.
Is that the one where he kind of says that's like the neighborhood's internet or something like that? Yeah.
Yep. It's the neighborly thing to do.
Dude, people are so entitled.
There's only one thing that I wouldn't like about you as a neighbor. I just thought of it.
Chickens.
No, well, the chickens, I don't know.
They're not even a problem.
The
I'm not getting a
chickens-
rooster.
Here's the truth. Chickens eat bugs.
Yes.
Bugs affect the whole neighborhood. That helps.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that chicken poop smells bad
No, and
through the neighbor.
I'll clean it.
And unless you got roosters waking me up.
No.
So not worried about that.
Yeah.
No. The only
You can also
thing
bribe
is
people
that
with eggs.
I'm pretty sure you have more trash receptacles than the whole street combined because you rent
I do.
10 to 20 trash receptacles.
I have a lot. It's Sunday.
And I've been to your house where I want to drop you off out front your house, and there's no area to pull up anymore because it's just
No curb.
It's like all of them from the neighborhood.
Yeah, I wish I could just get a dumpster. We accumulate a lot
You
of
should
garbage.
start doing something else that the HOA wouldn't like. You should start incinerating your trash in the backyard.
Oh, maybe.
Like your own. Burn it, baby. All right. Do we have time for another one, Al?
Man.
Let's do one more.
I think we did we help that one? I'm not sure. Matthew
what
from
was the
Patreon.
question?
Something about being a
Change
neighbor.
the password.
Okay.
We have a friend, Matthew has a friend, whose house recently burned down. That sucks. We don't have a ton of extra money, but we felt compelled to send them something to help. So I Venmo'd them $40. When I got to the confirmation screen, I realized I had accidentally sent them $400.
Dude, that's big of you.
I instantly received a text with an ecstatic and heartfelt thank you from them before I had the chance to explain the mistake.
Oh, that's so
I
good.
I cannot afford that big of a gift right now.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah, that is the answer. That
oh,
is
yes, you
done.
can, dude.
That is donezo.
You're gonna need to go sell a dresser. Okay, you gotta do what you gotta
That
do.
is done.
You lost that $360. That is so
that's-
funny.
It's over.
Yes.
That is over.
You can't gift someone in a catastrophe money,
No.
have their heartfelt response, and be like, actually, bro,
That is your stupid tag.
I need that back. Oh, that's so funny.
Go sell a dresser.
Oh,
is the
man.
right. That is the life advice.
Oh man, that's she gone. Okay,
Yeah, that is-
that's earmarked. Dave Ramsey would say, "She gone." That's gone.
Now, let me just tease it out because we all agree on that, right? Like that money's toast.
Yeah, that money's gone.
And you just need to now. You just receive the benefits of the.
You're having a garage sale now.
Well, and you've got a friend that loves you for life, right? You just bought their affection for the rest
They're
of your
not
life.
your neighbor anymore, though.
No,
Sorry about your house.
But what if you put another zero on there on accident?
And
How many
$4,000?
How many zeros does it take to where you can?
Oh, four grand. If you meant 400 and you go to $4,000.
No, what if you meant 40 and you went to $4,000? Can you go and?
Wait.
You're saying you meant to do
Oh,
$40?
because it's so
You meant
obvious
to,
that
yeah,
it was
I'm like,
large.
where does it get to where you can actually say, whoops?
I think it's the total amount of money, not the obviousness. So, for instance, if I meant to do $40 and I put the double zeros in thinking I was doing, the cents, and it was $4,000, I would tell them, oh my gosh.
After you got the text?
After I would say, I just saw that. I meant to send $400. Okay,
Now, 4,000
it was one extra zero, not two extra zeros.
4,000 is a fair amount of a house burns down, though. I think it's proportional
They're
to.
not building a house.
No,
with
but
my
like
$4,000.
if your house burned down and I gave you $4,000, you wouldn't think I necessarily made a mistake.
No, that's
You'd be
true.
like, oh, that will help towards
That's-
my really expensive house.
Exceptionally generous.
So I just think and then you got the text. It's like, oh my gosh, this is saving us in a hard time. I still think the 4,000 is hard to fix.
I will say this. The question has come in, and so no matter what, the answer was not given right away. This is like in fantasy football. If you accidentally click something, and sometimes it's like, well, you got to live with it. You said accept this trade. But if the answer comes immediate, it's like this goes through, oh, yeah, I'm glad you took that trade. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to. That's way different than
A day later?
Yeah, you accept this trade. The text comes in, oh, I'm so glad you accepted this trade. And then a day later going, oh, that was an accident.
I mean, Matthew, this has brought me great entertainment to know that you went through this.
Is it inappropriate to text them and say, may I borrow $360?
Yes.
But what if you've got a need?
You're saying borrow.
This is just begging. I thought this question was going another place, which I also have this question, so I might as well ask it as well, which is like, if somebody has a major catastrophe, is there too little of money to send that is an insult?
$40.
That's kind of my first reaction.
That's you said nothing.
Yeah.
Like, don't send 40 for the house is probably $500,000.
You make them a nice dinner.
What's the
You say we'll take care of dinner
what's
for a
the,
week. Yeah.
what's the bare minimum? Because I know we'd all agree that 100 is fine.
Yeah.
But
100
is
for a-
50 is 50 okay? Like 40
No.
feels like
No, 100 for a house.
for any real life event. A major life event. It's got to be 100.
I'm judging it based on the.
It's got to be at least 100. Right?
I don't. I mean, if you bang your car up and get in a car accident, it doesn't have to be 100. It could be 50 for car repairs.
Car repairs isn't a major life event.
Okay, so you're not counting a car
No,
accident.
No. Who's putting a GoFundMe out there for a fender bender? Hey, I got rear-ended a little. Check this GoFundMe out.
A lot of people don't have money for car repairs.
But do they GoFundMe too?
Yeah,
No,
that's
not a
their issue?
GoFundMe.
The idea
but
of-
neither was this.
I didn't get hurt, but old Betsy, she's a wreck right now.
Yeah, I think that there is definitely too small an amount
Yeah.
where it is an insult.
Which you did it, and then karma got you.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
congratulations.
Yeah, you actually-
congratulations, because you were about to get a different text. When that $40 went through, the text was going to be like, dude, it's okay if you need to keep this,
Or you just get a text that's 40 ?
Did you make a typo?
All right, we're going to take a break and come back with our draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
Well, no better way to celebrate episode 297 than to draft the best mustaches on the planet. So, Mike, you have the first pick in this draft, and there's a lot of mustaches that you must choose from.
Man, and there's some elite top tier talent in the mustache department here.
It really is an iconic look. It can be like a mustache can be who you are.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you take somebody's mustache off of certain people, they don't exist anymore.
Man, I'm stuck between.
You're struggling at number one.
Because there's.
Do you not know what the draft was today? You were the first?
Is it mustaches?
Yeah, it was the first. Yeah. And you
All right,
knew you were the first pick.
I'm
right?
going. Yeah, but when you're on the clock, man, the pressure's up. I'm going Tom Selleck.
Okay. That's I would say classically.
That's the
That's
vanilla
like the
ice cream of the pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the most common. it is, that's kind of the name that comes to mind for me when I hear it
that's
first.
why I took it.
But the problem for me is, like, I've never watched Tom Selleck in anything. He's my parents' generation.
He is an expiring mustache, as I like to say.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like.
There will be a
Okay.
generation of people that don't know Tom. Like, if you ask my kid,
Oh, they're not going to know. Tom
I say, what do you
Selleck.
think of Tom Selleck's mustache? I'm just saying. Like, it's,
Yeah, they won't. Okay, perfect. So generationally, I better not hear anybody old.
I knew that I stepped in
You
that
guys
poop.
walked in a
I
weird
knew,
direction.
I knew I stepped in that poop right away, but I was just trying to agree with Jason that, like,
All those real modern guys with mustaches.
hey, I've got more iconic mustaches that
Okay.
last the stand.
All
that,
right.
Yeah.
you
Let's
know,
go.
the
I'll
sands of
take
time.
I'll take a modern one, a show that just finished a couple years ago instead of a show that
couple.
finished. When was Tom Selleck's big hits were like in the 70s? They were
Yeah,
decades
it's
ago.
Probably in the 90s, maybe.
I'm taking Ron Swanson.
Okay.
I'm taking Duke Silver. Give me that mustache and give me all the eggs you got and all the bacon you got.
It's hey, look, that's a good pick, but not a first-round pick.
Oh,
Ron Swanson
it's
does
elite.
not belong. I mean, Tom Selleck's a much better pick than that.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
taking
you.
the mustaches of the people I like.
Also,
I've never watched Tom Selleck in anything.
would you? This is
I've gotten such good picks now.
this is a question for Andy. Would you say 9 years is a couple?
No.
Okay, just checking. For no reason at all.
Yeah. No. Look, it's not a first-round pick. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with it.
The people are going to
Tom Selleck-
The people are going to come at you for that one.
If this was a big mustache like tournament, Selleck destroys Swanson.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank
and
you.
I love Swanson, but I'm just throwing
All
it
right,
out.
we're back on track.
Look, I've got 2 mustaches to pick. Not like I don't have 2, because you can't unless you have 2 sets of mouths.
What?
Well, you can't have more than one
Oh, I know,
mustache.
I got
no
it.
one can have more than one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
My first pick is super.
What if you were to
you just
do,
cut off my pick?
What if you were to do a horizontal stripe on your lip?
It's whatever's closest to the to the lips.
It's still a
That-
still a mustache.
That's the only one you
It's
got.
just a striped mustache.
I did think
Yeah.
about the double stripe. I totally did.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, it's still a mustache.
Pick number 1. Yeah, I'm going Mario.
Yeah, Super Mario.
Mario.
Super Mario is on
you
the list.
just made fun of Ron Swanson,
Dude.
and you went with
I mean,
Super
they're
Mario.
not even.
First pick
they're not
being a
even
video
in
game
this, They're not
character?
even in the same like tier.
one of them grew a real mustache. I'm just saying.
I built an entire gigantic list and then was like, oh, yeah, Ron Swanson.
Thank you, Mike.
Super Mario was the third name on my
Thank
list.
you.
you
The
guys
world
are
will
crazy.
agree. And then, goodness gracious, I will go with my – look, I'm already a huge Western guy. The mustache in the Westerns are incredible. And I get handed Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good pick.
Sam Elliott is that mustache.
He is mustache.
If
Yeah. Dude, he is mustache.
that is the best phrase ever. In fact, if a mustache was walking down the street, my first assumption
It's Sam.
it would be Sam. So I'm taking Sam Elliott and that freaking great mustache
It's
to go
a
with
good
Super
mustache.
Mario.
Yeah, no, I love that pick. That is way better than Mario, and I enjoy
Oh,
Sam Elliott.
Man.
Okay, so I am back on the clock. I'm going in a different direction, I think, than you guys. Right? You guys are going.
Yeah, you are.
You guys
What?
are.
What direction are we going in?
You guys are going like
Popular mustaches.
popular mustaches. You know, like
Like
big
the- like
iconic
the best.
mustaches, the best mustaches of all time. Like that's what you're trying to do.
Okay.
That's not the game I'm playing.
No,
here.
no,
all right, hit me.
nuance.
I'm building the best team of dudes with mustaches. I am going to entertain the masses with my mustaches, and it's going to start right now with Borat.
Borat?
Does
Borat.
Borat?
Yes,
All
baby.
time worst,
Yes.
worst 2
Such
picks.
a good pick. My wife.
Oh man, the top 2.
Oh, baby. Go look and remind yourself of that gorgeous regal mustache.
I know it's a good mustache, but Borat?
Oh, baby, yeah. Now I'm so proud of my pick. It's so good.
Huh.
In the annals of time, no mustache reigns supreme like Ron Swanson and Borat.
Yeah, that's darn right.
All right,
That's
Mike.
darn right. You're going to see a theme.
I am so sorry, Mike, that I began any part of this draft with a criticism of Tom Selleck. You have made a wonderful pick.
I mean, okay, Borat.
Super Mario.
It's hard to follow.
All right. It's hard to follow Borat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I will try. This one, I got to get this name out there. I'm going with Groucho Marx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is a pure respect of when you buy a fake
Yeah.
the glasses
Yeah.
with a fake nose and a mustache. That's Groucho Marx mustache.
It's his real mustache.
So that was my question. I had a genuine question. I didn't know if he put on a fake mustache.
I don't think he had a real
or
one.
if that was real.
And for those that don't know Groucho Marx, you can Google it. This looks like a bow tie as a mustache almost. I mean, it's flat on the sides.
Yeah, it can't be real.
It looks like a fake mustache.
It's a Groucho Marx
It's
mustache.
got to be a fake mustache then.
I don't think so.
Someone vet that. I'll get on that.
Back then, they didn't have fake mustaches.
I think he may have.
All right, so Groucho Marx.
Yeah, so I'm taking Groucho Marx. And then we're gonna go. I mean, whatever. Let's just pile up the old guys because I was torn between Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds. So I'm gonna go with Burt Reynolds because look, the mustache had its time. It had its peak, and it was when those two guys were at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely believe the Selleck belongs ahead of Reynolds, no question. Unfortunately, you have made a great,
boring,
just good
pick.
You're a good competition for me in this draft.
Okay,
that's what I'm
thank you.
saying, Mike.
I can't wait to dominate this draft.
What good pick are you gonna make?
Oh, it's going to be so good. It's
Here
going to
it
be
comes.
so good.
Here it comes.
It better not be my last pick.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
baby.
He's on my list.
Perfect for your team. Though.
It is.
just the right compliment. You
a
are
good-
going
it's a
character
good
over.
mustache.
Ron Swanson, Borat, and Ron Burgundy? Are you kidding me? Who doesn't want to hang out with that mustached group? I do. I sure do.
All right.
I don't want to hang out with. You want to hang out with Borat?
Oh, he would make me laugh like crazy. He'd be handing me bags full of his poop. I mean, funny gags.
What?
All right.
You don't
No, I don't
that? Was in
remember
the
that
movie.
part. It's been
See,
a while.
Jason's getting in my head a little bit because I've got some worthy mustaches that belong here. But I am a little concerned about the fact that he went contemporary on everything.
See that?
But Mike's got some.
Ron Swanson's contemporary, Mike.
yeah,
Oh,
within
yeah.
the last decade. Good job updating these guys, by the way.
Yeah,
really good job.
I don't mind calling him contemporary. I mind you saying a couple years.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go with. Oh, by the way, I had one note next to Tom Selleck on my list, which obviously you drafted him, but it was just thick.
Yeah.
That is a thick. When you see that mustache, there are so many people out there, so many men that are like, I can't grow that much hair per square inch on mine.
I would say
upper lip.
almost every man on the planet that has ever thought of that.
That's a hair per inch like record.
Yeah, I mean you're
his DPI.
you're talking about
Density.
Sam Elliott he is a mustache.
He is mustache.
And he does not have the thickness. His thickness still wishes that it was Tom Selleck. You know who doesn't wish that? Borat. Dude, that thing is
We're back to Borat.
I'm just saying.
All right.
You want to give respect to thick mustaches, you respect Sacha Baron Cohen because that dude can grow a stash.
He can.
It was fake, by the way. I just looked that up.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's a fake mustache.
And the
What,
world crumbles.
Oh yeah, Groucho Marx? Huh? Oh yeah?
I'm not flexing on my guys being real.
I'm
Wait,
just
it's
kidding.
not-
I have no idea.
It's not. No, there's no way. I'm betting this. Okay.
Oh, man, but the fear that you had on your face.
Yeah, that felt pretty stupid.
All right. I'm going a classic and an iconic. I'm going Albert Einstein,
Okay,
the
love it.
bushy,
Just unruly.
genius, unruly mustache.
That thing is all over the place.
And then I'm going to follow. Ooh, maybe I'll make a pivot. Maybe I'll make a pivot.
You haven't gone yet. You can just walk to your next pick.
No, mental pivot.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm doing it. Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh,
Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
My mustache is presidential. Yours is Borat. I'm going president.
And speaking of Borat,
I started typing in Teddy mustache.
To look at it?
President Teddy Mustache was the 22nd president.
Bully.
So speaking of Borat,
Please not
it
anymore.
is a real mustache.
Oh,
thank
man.
goodness.
But you were scared.
Because
of my lying.
Yeah, because you're lying. I was very scared. Well, this makes it easy. There is one man that I know left that just fits my list. He was the lowest on my ranking of mustaches in general, but when I'm assembling an iconic comedic team of mustaches, Ted Lasso's got to be there, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at my team. Ron Swanson, Borat, Ron Burgundy, and Ted Lasso.
I think Ted Lasso really saves your team there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's perfect for your squad.
I'm loving my group.
Basically, if somebody stepped into like a 10-year time machine, none of these mustaches existed, right? These are all modern mustaches.
Yeah.
With double M's.
Yeah, modern mustaches.
M&M's. All right, Mike, final pick. Selleck, Groucho Marx, and Burt Reynolds are your three. Jason has Swanson, Borat, Burgundy, and Lasso. I've got Super Mario, Sam Elliott, Albert Einstein, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Some may say this is where my team jumps the shark, but I don't care.
Wait, did you just go like a personal favorite mustache?
Now we're going.
My
for it.
dad's.
No. My dad was a mustache man, though.
Yeah,
at
mine
some
too.
point.
Mine too.
No,
They all lived in
it's-
the same era, the mustache era, the
Selleck's
Tom
era,
Selleck
yeah.
era.
No,
sure.
it's a man. He's a little tiny orange man, and he takes care of the trees. It's the Lorax, baby.
Oh, my
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, dude, look at his mustache.
You made fun of my picks.
I
I know.
know. He totally jumped the shark at the end, like you said.
Yeah,
The Lorax, I mean, it is.
look at the Lorax mustache.
If you look at a poster of
bask in its glory.
the Lorax, like all it is a mustache.
Yeah.
But what's the guy with the two guns?
Yosemite Sam?
Yeah, he had a way bigger mustache
does-
if you're going for just that.
The Lorax's looks like Wilford Brimley.
He does, and
Oh,
that was
yeah,
a real
yeah,
guy.
It does.
Yeah, you could have gone Wilford Brimley, but I mean, look,
yeah.
I can't believe Hulk Hogan went undrafted.
Eh.
I thought you guys would go. I mean, that is as iconic. You could put it this way: if you put a mustache on a piece of paper, okay, you just drew a mustache.
okay.
Is there anyone else that you could say?
This is not a mustache. I mean, not a traditional.
It's a handlebar
Thank you.
mustache.
yeah, but I'm just saying, if you draw that, you go, "That's Hulk Hogan." That's Hulk Hogan's mustache.
But that's not how I draw a mustache. I draw it and I do the little curly
yeah,
keys.
Raleigh Fingers style.
I'm saying that you
Yeah,
can't.
that's more embarrassing. That Raleigh Fingers is not in here.
I'm saying that if you drew
I-
the Raleigh Fingers mustache, and if you don't know who that is, it's because you're great and you didn't watch baseball. If you drew that, you wouldn't look at that and go, well, that's Raleigh Fingers. You could say, oh, Raleigh Fingers had a mustache like that, but you don't know who that is. You don't know who any of these are
no.
except for Hulk Hogan.
No, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
I will say this: Raleigh Fingers would have been a pick, but I was afraid
Nobody
of the
does.
popular
how old-timey?
of the popularity of your list.
Who was the guy on
Steve Harvey,
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought for sure I'd end up with Steve Harvey.
the Pringles guy on the can, the Monopoly man.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Ned Flanders.
That's also
That's a great
good
one. Wyatt Earp.
Yep, I thought for sure you'd end up with Wyatt Earp.
I just didn't want to double up. Sam Elliott and Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought when you said you were going to pivot, Andy, you were going to go Einstein right into Mark Twain.
He was on the list.
Charlie Chaplin, very iconic mustache.
I had to choose
Yeah.
Einstein versus Twain. Did I make the right choice?
No, and here's why. The reason is because, like, I thought of Einstein, but when I think of Einstein, and when anyone thinks of Einstein, as far as physically, you don't think about the mustache. You think about the top.
You think about the hair.
You think about the hair. Like that's
Mark
that is
Twain
the iconic.
is pretty similar.
If you
Very
were
similar.
if you were to get a Halloween costume
He's a
for
funny guy.
Einstein, if you were to get a Halloween costume for Einstein,
Right.
it might not even come with a mustache.
Like the wig is more
The
important.
the wig is enough. You walk in with that wig.
That's unfortunately a decent argument that hopefully people turn the show off already. Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. what
That's
Jason
about.
said.
Oh, he did.
Yep.
That's about the end of my list.
I had Dr. Phil.
That would have been a good Jason pick.
He's
Alex
not funny.
Alex Trebek.
Oh,
Yeah.
classic.
But he had times where he was no mustache.
That's
Oh,
true. That's
yeah.
true.
So I couldn't fully commit. Oh, and Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
That guy
yeah.
had a killer stat.
I looked at him
What did
earlier
we
and I
learn
meant
today?
for him to be on my list. I'm glad you named that because that's very iconic.
Oh, I learned that Jason is a renegade. And he's gonna tell his
Jason
HOA.
Moore? Jason Moore.
You
what's your-
mean Mike? You mean me, Mike Wright? I am a renegade, and I will build a chicken coop on my Mike Wright's property.
I learned about the finer details of insurance law. If the tree's not dead,
That's such great news.
you deal with your own problems.
And I learned that even though I do agree with a lot of Dave Ramsey's teachings, I do not follow them. And I don't want him around me, and I don't want him judging me.
Judge thyself.
I will.
Thanks
I shall
for
not.
listening to the Spitballers podcast.
All right, goodbye,
To
everybody.
see what
Goodbye.
other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.